Here, this is breaking news. This is what was distracting me. Somebody posted this in the chat. Breaking. What do we got here? I love this. This is what light mornings are all about. Breaking news. Here we go. What is this? Smoke seen billowing from Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. Image shows fire burning and smoke billowing from historic Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. This is a big deal? Let's find out. Notre Dame burns live. Here we go. There it is. Is that from, that's the opening scene in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the movie? Isn't that where Julian Assange used to stay? Right here. That's Julian Assange's porch. Is this a big deal that this place is burning? What goes on here? They're saying pray for Paris. Somebody in the chat yelled, no! Why is this burning? Look at that. It's all gone. The Hunchback. Oh, yeah, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Notre Dame. I bet they built a mosque on top of its ashes. This is a pretty big deal, they're saying. Okay, this is a big deal. Wait, this is early footage, too. Hold on, let's see if it gets worse. Wow, look at all that fire coming out there. This is great. No, we want this. It's a 900-year-old building. We want this. We want all that stuff burned down. I mean, not in a thready way, of course. Not a big deal. It's an old, decrepit building. I don't consider cathedrals to have any sort of, purpose in this country. In fact, I really despise them. We've got a bunch of them here in Chicago. I walk through, I scream, I try to aggravate the people there that are trying to pray. I wear a hat. I came up with a great excuse, too. I was at that St. Patrick's Cathedral. They're super strict in New York City. And they have like a security guard in the front, and they go, no hats. And I go, medical condition. And they go, oh. That's all you got to do for everything. Anytime somebody asks you to do anything, go, medical condition, don't ask. Okay? Burned down politically. This is fucking terrible. Why is it terrible? Historic buildings are important. Isn't this where the Pope does his spiel, his act? Let's see. It's a nice building with pretty windows. It's best not burnt. Wow, look, people don't want a fire here today. Usually our listeners want buildings to be burned, so this is really weird for me. Usually I see people are always, yeah, burn it, burn it, burn it. Let's see. This would be like if the Sears Tower burnt in Chicago, so I get it. So let's see here. Let's fast forward. Wow, look at that. A smoke bomb. Is there any update on this story? There's no comparison for the U.S., but maybe it would be equivalent to like the Jefferson Memorial getting burnt down. Means nothing to me. Let's see. I like things to burn, but this is not cool. Burn it to the ground, some people are saying. Let's see if they blame this terrorist attack on global warming. Wow. Burning churches. Wait, was this an attack? Wow, go to live. It's gone. No. Go to live. It's gone. Let's see. Here we go. This is breaking news just coming in. Oh, my God. Look at this. Click to unmute. Is Karen going to pop up? Hey, guys. Is that the whole top is gone? Oh, my God. What caused this? I didn't know you could burn cement. Wasn't it made out of cement? Imagine all the altar boys that got fucked in there. That's what they're saying. So why was this burned to the ground today? So they're saying it's gone. Let's compare it with this one. This is breaking right now. Wow, yeah, that whole top is kind of gone, right? Damn, that's rubble, they're saying. It's fucked. That's fucked. This has to be terrorism. What are people saying? If this was the synagogue, Mike would be crying and screaming. Wow. That's outlandish. Karen from Philly on the scene. Yeah, every time I turn into Periscope, it's got to be her. Hey, folks. All right, this is breaking news. The Notre Dame Casino is burning down, they're saying. And if anyone has an update, I want to know why. What's going on? This is light history.
It's not burning since about 15 years.
It looked like it was under rehab. Could have been an accident, they're saying, so they don't know. There it goes. Wow, and there's more towers falling down. Now, what city is this in? Paris, they're saying. Somebody knocked over a candle. Yeah, maybe it's time to stop lining the walls with torches. Let's see. This is kind of like 9/11, but an artsy version, says Brandon Mueller. I like that. All right, we just froze here. Yeah, this is kind of an artistic 9/11. Why is everyone so touched by this? Who cares? Nobody here has ever even been to Paris, except for me. It's the end of history. Not anymore Dane. They're calling it. Wow. Michaela Peterson's kid heard screaming in the background there. Look into that. I hope the yellow vest gets locked up for this, okay? If the Arc de Triomphe went up, it'd be... I missed that. Let's see. The cause is not yet clear, but officials say it could be linked to renovation work. Okay. This is a 4 out of a 15. Is that a baby? Better live angle here. We have a better one. Let's see.
There were renovations.
Yeah, wow.
Does that mean that
way
some
better.
of the
Here we
most
go.
precious statues inside might have been removed?
I
I think it would have been. I mean, there's
Here we go.
ongoing work at
Let's share
Notre.
breaking news.
It's a building that is in some difficulties because of the rotting stonework on the outside.
Sven work?
We've been up there and reported on this in the past.
The Notre Dame fire.
The work of pollution and the years has done severe damage to a lot
You know what's interesting about this Notre Dame fire? Not one fireman trying to put this thing out. Interesting. You don't see anyone trying to put it out. There's no helicopters dumping water on it. I mean, when Kanye's house was coming close to getting burned down in Calabasas a few months ago, you had copters drenching it with water. The whole force was out there. There's not one firefighter on the scene. It's just people going, well then, because it's time to say goodbye to some art, ain't it? Goodbye. Very interesting.
The roof is completely consumed, and the rear now is come up at the end. Press.
It looks incredible, Hugh, just to look at the pictures. Just remind us all of the historic importance of this building.
Well, it is, I'm not sure it's entirely the first Gothic cathedral to be built in France, but it is one of the first Gothic cathedrals built. I would suggest in the middle of the 12th century, and it is, of course, a monumental model of that style of architecture with its, soaring windows and flying buttresses, creating this, celestial vision as you enter. This very, very high roof, sustained by the flying buttresses on the outside and the rose windows and all the other features of Gothic architecture, which we know from all the other Gothic.
Shout out to Ashley Butterfield. I know this is really tough for him. Luke Carberry. I'm trying to think of anybody else from the UK right now that is probably... Here's Ashley Butterfield now. Let's go to him. He says, somebody left the toaster on. Wow.
One of the original Gothic cathedrals, and a place, of course, went down in history, in literature with Victor Hugo and the Hunchback of Notre Dame and so on. So, a place that is in the
Notre Dame, yeah, the Hunchback. He said the Hunchback.
It's bell that has rung out over the ups and downs and the disasters and the successes of Parisian history.
And still no indication at all as to what started it. As far as you can see, is there still
I'm going to use this opportunity to take a quick mic leak. We'll be right back, okay? I'll leave this on for you. We'll be back in a sec.
I hear a lot of sirens arriving, but there's
I gotta
only
go
one
cry.
ladder up and only one water spray that's being directed at it now. It may well be that they have to let this burn itself out. I just don't know. I can't see this one cannon making that big a difference to what is a real conflagration there. And if you're seeing pictures, you'll see that it is not some minor fire on a bit of the building. It's consuming the whole of the roof now.
And how secure is that area if there's been renovation work going on there? I mean, how is it possible that some sort of accident could have started, given the historic importance and the care that must go into looking after a building like this?
Yeah. But who knows? Who knows? I have no idea what kind of work was going on. Typically at building sites, it's blow torches and so on that cause fires. There is another aspect of the story which, is maybe purely incidental, but there have been attacks, a spate of attacks in recent, or vandalism, attacks against Christian churches in the last few weeks. Just a month or so ago in Saint-Sulpice here in Paris, on the church doors, there was a fire laid there, which just damaged the doors, nothing more. I suspect this has nothing to do with that, because this is on the roof, and as I say, the fact that there are these building works there as well, and the scaffolding does suggest that there is a link. I mean, it's a big piece of scaffolding up there. You can see it rises up above the level of the roof, so there was some serious work going on there, either on the roof or on the stonework around it.
And any visitor to Paris obviously sees this building rising on the skyline. It's such a striking symbol of the city.
Fall?
People are going to be
take the keys and lock her up. Lock. Is that really a line from that My Fair Lady song? Take the keys and lock her up. Lock her up. Lock her up. Take the keys and lock her up. My fair lady. Is that really the lyric from there? Somebody get me the lyric there, that line. Lock who up? Whoa, look at that. Look at the Inferno here. We haven't seen this. That's the tower. Look at that. That is a flaming, red-hot devil cock there. Look at that. Have you ever seen something like that? I did not know cement burns. What is actually on fire? Isn't the whole thing made out of rock? How does rock burn? So this thing was hollow, man. That was just a veneer. The thing inside is wood. Look at that burn. That's crispy, they're saying. A priest and a choir boy were trapped in there. Okay. Demonic. My Fair Clinton, they're calling it. Wow. Really amazing stuff here today as we watch the Notre Dame Cathedral fire, which I am okay with. A lot of people in the chat not okay with this. They feel something for this. Not me. This is a good, this is probably one of those, a controlled burn. They have to do this every few years so that, the city doesn't set on fire. So I believe that this was probably a controlled burn. There it goes. Look at that thing. That's crazy that little tower is just a red hot rod there. You wouldn't want that going right up your ass right now. Okay? You would not want to get fucked by that hot rod. Wow, look at this. All the people looking.
Tankers could be used to put it out. Must act quickly. Again, local officials say they believe the fire started as a result of renovations that are being done to the 800-year-old structure. Apparently, it was in badly needed renovations were underway. I do want to point out to everyone who's watching this and is devastated by these images that Notre Dame Cathedral has had ups and downs before and has come back. The cathedral was begun in 1160 and largely completed a century later.
1160.
But in the 1790s, right after
wow, somebody says, yet it doesn't fall into itself like Tower 6. Weird. Yeah, those tower conspiracies. Well, we'll see. It could fall. I mean, it's not like 9/11 fell right away. This just happened. Donald Trump, what's he saying?
Popular interest in the building was revived and a major restoration project.
Donald Trump says, so horrible to watch the massive fire at Notre Dame in Paris. Perhaps flying water tankers could be used to put it out. I don't know. That's what he says. Perhaps flying water tankers, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, why aren't we seeing any flying water tankers? What is going on?
Started in 1845, continued for 25 years.
You fire, yeah, I like that.
So much of what we see now was actually restored in, around 1845. Then beginning again in 1963, the facade of the cathedral was cleaned and centuries of soot that had turned it black was cleaned
They
off.
talking about Melton's jeans or this old building, huh?
Visited Paris recently. You can see the beautiful sort of
centuries
almost
of
white
soot.
stone when it was black
out.
for so many years, if not centuries. So take heart. We should all take heart in knowing that this cathedral has seen destruction before. It has been rebuilt.
No
we can
rebuilds.
only hope that the same will happen here. We can only hope that the destruction is minor. In the end, it looks
I hope they open up a Target there, okay? To anybody who cares about this place. How great would that be? An American Target with the highest prices out of any Target in the city.
Very dramatic right now.
Just one
but
big
it has been rebuilt
Target.
in the past. And
that's what I want.
We should all take heart in imagining that it will be restored once again in the near future. But again, right now, this is a devastating moment, devastating pictures. This is an example of almost, perfect Gothic architecture,
Whoa.
the innovative use of the rib vault and the flying buttress.
And I got to remind people that spire up there is glowing red. It's on fire, and that's a glowing red spire. We're waiting for that thing to collapse here on itself. This is breaking news on this light a match. I throw it at this Notre Dame light morning here.
And the abundance of sculptural decoration in this cathedral, which set it apart from the earlier Romanesque
Yeah, that would
style.
be cool.
So again, this is
Ashley Butterfield, who's from there, says, imagine if a plane crashed into it now. That would be cool.
But it has seen destruction and hard times before, and it has come back. And we can only hope that the same will
What's
happen
a
here again.
flying
We're looking at
buttress?
Live pictures of Paris, the center of Paris. 12 million visitors a year, 12 to 13 million, come to visit the Notre Dame Cathedral.
Why?
That's more even than the Eiffel Tower, making it the most visited monument in
Those are
Paris.
Logan
so you can
Paul
only imagine
numbers.
on what looks like a lovely spring day there in Paris.
Oh,
there
yeah,
must
is
have
that
been
lovely? So you think fires are lovely? Creep. Okay, we'll check back in on that. Let me know when to check back in. Go, Mike, it's about to fall. And we'll check back in. We just can't watch that the whole time, right? Mike saying Ashley Butterfield is from there is like saying Kumi is from Toronto. Yes. Yes, you got it. Todd says fling buttress is those archways on the side holding the walls up. Wow. So does Mountain live there all year round? Okay. Those are Jake Paul numbers. Yeah. Very fishy. What's a flying buttress? Like you don't know, Mike. This is interesting. Probably a publicity stunt to get more people into the Dame. Okay. Very cool. Well, I'm so sad. All right. I heard Paris was a mess. You know, Sven is always talking about, you can't go to Paris anymore. It's all Muslims. It's disgusting. It's just one Wi-Fi hub. It's safe to say that the building is French toast. That's from Suge Light. That's very mean. I love these light mornings when we break into something like that. Okay, well, we got to do this because we don't have all day here. Let me know what happens. Go, Mike, tune back in, and I'll tune back in. Should we watch a little sneaky Santino with some sluts? What do you guys say? Do you want to see Santino on a date? Let's bring him in.
What? Santino's here.
Mike, could you say a word or two about the fire, like condolences? Yeah, I'm really sad that that building is burned. It's a lot of waste. People on Twitter are trying to say it's officially an accident despite no evidence yet, and they're pleading with people to stop making Disney hunchback jokes. Wow, a lot of hunchback jokes. I don't know. I mean, I just don't care. It's just a fire. It's just a building. Big fucking deal. You'll all be fine. All right? That's what I said about 9/11, and look at us now. We have a beautiful, beautiful skyline now. Those buildings were just really ugly. Sailor Twipped. Oh, and that's another thing. So there is a link to this. I'll tell you the link. If you watch the show The Critic, Jay Sherman, The Critic, the opening scene, if somebody wants to get me that opening scene, the opening scene features 9/11. Here, I'm going to show you all. I found there is a link. I figured out what's going on. The Critic opening. Okay. Here we go. This is the opening of the show, The Critic.
Like the TV or the computer can control your thoughts. I got a little bit addicted to it.
He's making his
Give it a shot.
Here we go. Okay. So here's the opening of the show, The Critic. It starts like this, and it's showing the World Trade Centers, right? Okay, watch. Here it comes. So it's showing New York. It shows the World Trade Centers, which are now burned and gone. Cut to, there was an episode of The Critic where they went to see The Hunchback, the musical called The Hunch. Here it is. Oops. And look, here. there's that building, right? The Notre Dame building. So 2 buildings shown in the show The Critic are now burned to the ground. You've got the 9/11 buildings, of course, the World Trade Centers. And now look, 2 buildings featured in this show that only ran for like 2 seasons, The Critic, and both those buildings are gone now. Okay? I don't know.
The one called Quasimodo sure makes a great scapegoat.
This is predictive programming. People are going to flip. Look, wow, huge, it's true, if true, Illuminati, unreal.
His shoulders shoulder lots of blame.
Uncanny.
Yes, blame more the cares and woes.
Here, watch this, though. This is my favorite scene.
With scoliosis, the hunchback of Notre Dame.
There's a good part coming up. I want you to see it.
I shaved for this.
There's this one part where they confuse him for the hunch.
It's true, my back's got a slight crimp.
Like a boiled jumbo.
Look, he takes the picnic out of his hunch. It's very funny.
I'll make you mine.
So he keeps.
I've got a hunch. This is.
There's some fire too. Look at that. He's got candles. Hold on. There's a good part coming up. We have to see this.
I've got a hunch. This bites.
Yeah. Very funny. I learned a lot about comedy from Jay Sherman, by the way.
Can you hear the silence of my stone deaf world?
It's almost over. Come on, do the song, my favorite song.
The bells! The cussed bells!
Come on, Sherman. Jesus.
Daddy, can I wear the jammies with the feet?
Here, I think this is the song I wanted.
So if you see a hunchback, just take him out to lunch, Jack.
Yes.
To say, hey, thanks a bunch, man. Thank you for being.
If you see a hunchback, just take him out to lunch, Jack. I'll never forget that. I always remember that all the time. And then there's this scene, I doubt it's in here, but they're in the lobby after this, and some guy comes up to him, and they're like, you were great in the play. And Jay Sherman goes, I'm not the hunch. Let's see, did they feature that? No. Damn it, that part's not in there. But that's very funny. Yeah, he's in the lobby. I'm not the hunch. I love that. Very, very funny. But interesting. Dr. Katz predicted ISIS, they're saying. Great callback, Mark. Thank you very much. That was that. All right, shall we see our boy?
The great and powerful Andrew Santino, everybody.
Him and Brendan Schaub are on a date with the Barstool Sports sluts. Let's take a look here. We've got a nice little video.
And
wait,
he's looking.
They're saying it collapsed. Hold on. The spire collapsed a couple minutes ago. Okay, hold on. We'll tune in. We'll be able to back up because you got to see this. This is breaking right now. Let's see.
You wouldn't be there. Tourists don't go up there. Also, who knows?
Actually, probably speaking for many, wondering why we have not seen that. But I'm sure it is incredibly complicated, as you say, to get
a year, 12 to 13 million. Imagine on what looks like a lovely spring day. The cathedral stands in Paris. You can also see BBC.
I
don't see the collapse.
Who may have been up there as well. But it happened in the evening when.
Last 5 minutes, just saying it's so horrible to watch the massive fire. Perhaps flying water tankers can be used to put it out. Must act quickly. He is actually probably speaking for many, wondering.
They're saying it's still there. Okay. So it hasn't collapsed yet. Let's see. Let's go to live.
All of the bridges close by. Pont-au-Change is full of people who are witnessing this heartbreaking and tragic event. But the police basically...
No, I know. I'm live. I was trying to go a minute behind live. You said the spire fell 2 minutes ago. So I was trying to find that.
Locked down the vicinity of Cathedral Notre Dame out to about...
That's what I'm trying to find. But I don't see footage of that. Oh, there's the spire. Okay. So watch that.
On the right bank.
Let's see if it falls.
I'm on the edge. And police have basically locked off all of the bridges close by.
No footage of it falling?
It's full of people who are witnessing this heartbreaking and tragic event. But the police basically have locked down the vicinity of Cathedral Notre Dame out to about 50 meters.
I want this thing fully burned. Is that illegal to say? If there's already a fire, can you want it to completely finish? I want it to be burned to the full ground. No rebuilding, no maintaining anything, no saving art, none of it.
They've got a fairly secure perimeter.
I can't tell.
And the people around you, how are they reacting? Are they in shock? Are they in tears? Because frankly, this is bringing me to tears practically. And I don't even live in Paris,
like it.
so I can't imagine how the locals must be reacting.
They don't care.
Well, I mean, as you know, Paris, this time of year, especially as it's half term over here in Europe and the holidays are in full swing. It's
so there's that thing.
Around.
I don't think it's.
It is rush hour, so there'll be a lot of locals around. And literally, as I look to my left and to my right, there are thousands and thousands of people all lined along all on the bridges, and a big gasp.
All right, here they're saying here's a Twitter video. Or a photo. Let's see. The spire just collapsed. So why don't we have video footage of that? That's what I want to see. That's the big finale, right? The spire collapsing. They never thought that thing would go.
The 300-foot spire toppled about 6 or 7 minutes ago.
And the irony of all of this is that officials believe, of course, there will be an investigation, so this is not confirmed, but they believe at this point that this fire may have started as the result of renovation.
Instructions, Tanya, if I'm honest, I was alerted to the fire, but it's actually starting to block and mask what was a beautiful sunset that was taking. That sunset is now being masked by billows of black smoke that are emanating from the fire, all heading in a westerly.
This is all because a black guy wanted to have a barbecue in his bathtub. All right, well, if you have video footage, we'll go back to it later. We got to get to this tape here, okay? The Santino. We're doing Denny after this, okay? So we got to do this Santino Barstool Sports thing first. Let's get to that. Here they are, the fighter and the kid on the date. So we'll go to 508, and we'll look at the spire afterwards, okay? It's not going anywhere except into the dirt. So here we are. Let's see. Yes, we get it. They're collapsing. It's gone. It's burnt. Okay? Spire partially collapses during fire at Notre Dame Cathedral. Devastating. There it is. Bye. Okay? Here, you can see it. Oh! Do you see it? Paul Joseph Watson. Here we go. Here it falls. Oh! It's a hell of a rebuild. Sorry about being insensitive about this, but I mean, don't you want to see another fiery red guy, right? Yeah.
What? Santino's here.
Okay, here we go. Let's get to this. I've been holding on to this clip for days here.